Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Checking.
Words. Yeah, we good. This is Cult Classic interview number 34, and I'm here with Deep October.
What's good?
Bro, thank you for coming all the way out here.
Nah, thank you.
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for having me, bro. I've been watching you for a while, so it's
Yeah.
good to be here.
Man, I've been watching you for a while too.
It's mutual.
So I met Deep October last
2018.
No, 2018 at the Oso show. There was an Oso show in 2018 at this place called Oso Skate Park in Charlotte. And I was DJing that show. And Deep October performed. So I met Deep October there, and I don't think we talked like for maybe a while after that, maybe like 5 months after that. Because then around March, I was throwing the show in Concord, North Carolina. And Deep October hit me up for opening slot.
Fuck, I forgot about that shit.
And there's no shame in it, you know what I mean? He hit me up for an opening spot. It was a little pay to play spot, so I didn't think much of it. And then bro is performing, and I never actually told you this. I don't know why I didn't tell you this. I don't think I had a particular reason. It just didn't cross my mind. But bro is performing, and I'm just doing regular Snapchat, Instagram shit. And then I had 3 people, and when you were performing, hit me up like, "Yo, who is this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's this kid Deep October. I don't know. He kind of hit me up. He's hard though."
it's funny about that performance, because that's actually like I performed. Okay, so there was Oso, there's that one time in Columbia, there's that show, and then there's the Wavy Town. So I performed 4 times. Other than the Columbia show I did, that show has one of the worst memories for me, because I don't know if you remember this, but while I was performing, the wire and the mic came out while I was performing.
I don't remember this, but wire and mic suck.
Yeah.
You better remember this.
Yeah, bro, and plus, because the reason that I did that show, because the girl I was with at the time, always encouraged me. Yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna keep my eye on that. But the girl I was with at the time always encouraged me to get involved in the music scene in Charlotte, because she actually introduced me to the music scene in Charlotte. My first show was the Us vs. World show at Camp North End with NASCAR Belize and all that. And so what was my point with that? Oh yeah, so at the time I was in front of all my peers whenever you threw that show, all these people that I've gone to their performances and shit, and that shit was definitely embarrassing for me, because it was a weird situation whenever that shit happened. But after, I had a lot of people come up to me and tell me yo, you're fire, that shit was good. So that made me feel a lot better. But yeah, that was a good time for sure. And also I was also super for that performance specifically, it was whenever I was deep into my opiate and kratom phase, and I remember being super fucked up for that show, but I remember it very clearly, surprisingly.
So what is kratom? I've heard a few things about it, but I'm not really all the way familiar.
All right. Oh man, so kratom is it's a plant. It's apparently cousin. It's the cousin of the coffee bean. It's been used in Southeast Asia for I don't know, for a while. I remember reading about it, dates on it go to BC era. It's been used, but it's, so if you take it in low doses, it's a stimulant. When you take it in high doses, the alkaloids in it work it works on your opioid receptors. And so whenever I first tried it, I used it as a stimulant, because at the time I had really bad social anxiety and shit, and I remember taking it. The first time I tried it was these little gold caps by a brand called OPMS, and it fucked me up so hard. But it was pure euphoria. It was so weird, because I had plenty of people who told me about kratom, and they're like, yeah, I've done that shit before, and I didn't feel anything. But the first time I did it, it was a concentrated form, and I remember going outside, and I was like, bro, I have not felt this good in a very long time. And I abused that shit for 6 months straight, and the withdrawals of it were, honestly, bro, some people say that they don't have withdrawals from it, but I beg to there's a whole subreddit called Quitting Kratom, where people just list their experiences with quitting it, and that shit was honestly borderline withdrawal wise Xanax, bro. The emotional withdrawal from it was absolutely fucking terrible. And what was the worst thing about it was how long it lasted. That's the first time I've ever been to the hospital, because I genuinely thought I was gonna die when I quit taking that shit. I was the place I was working at the time, I was at work, and I remember I was just sitting there, and I got this weird ass sensation throughout my body where I was very fucking concerned that I was about to just faint, bro. It was so weird, and I thought I was having a seizure, and so like I told my boss, I was like, yo, I'm sorry, but you have got to take me to the hospital right now. I don't know what's going on with my body. It was super embarrassing looking back, but it ended with me going and getting prescribed Ativan, I think, which is like a benzo. And fucking, I had to like a fucking $3,000 hospital bill, just some bullshit, bro. But
God damn.
But yeah, fuck Kratom, bro. It's really good for people who are like depressed and have anxiety problems. But whenever you abuse it, it makes that shit way worse. So yeah, that's what Kratom is. I know you probably heard of it. You probably see that shit in head shops and smoke shops all the time.
There was this one girl I was fucking with that was like, I don't fuck with her anymore, but she was using it. I think for some reason, because she was using it because she was having withdrawals for something else or something. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I forgot to mention that is that a lot of people who a lot of people use it for like getting off of heroin and just opiates in general because it actually, for a lot of people, it helps them come off of that shit without any withdrawal symptoms at all. Or
I think for her it was like pills or whatever. But it was like it was like fucking, she had got off the pills like a year like before that. She was still using the Kratom, so I'm like, I don't know if she just kind of like flipped it around. But after we do part 2, I'm gonna get you another mic stand because that shit's gonna keep just annoying me.
No, it's all good. I pay attention to detail, bro. So I just, anytime I start talking, I'm gonna just do that shit.
Got you. But so going back, to that show, I had like 3 different people hit me up during your set, or like, and if maybe maybe 1 or 2 after, they were like, "Yo, who is this kid? This kid's hard." Da, 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 da. And then I remember after that show, I think we talked outside for like 2 hours or some shit like that.
Yep. I remember that. That's actually it was, bro, because like I was walking. I don't remember who I was with, but I remember I was walking to my car and like you just stopped me and I don't even remember what all we talked about, but we did.
I was sitting in my car smoking.
Oh, that's what it was.
I think you walked up to me or whatever, thanked me for the shower or whatever.
Okay,
and I think we just started talking for like, and it was funny. You were drunk. I'm pretty sure you were drunk. You said you were drunk or some shit.
Oh no, I wasn't drunk. I was fucked up on Kratom.
Yeah.
Sure, but,
okay.
Not fucked up.
I think you told me drunk. I just didn't think you wanted to say. I don't know. I don't remember, bro.
I might have, or maybe I was drunk. Like I said, bro, my memory from that show is very skewed. So.
But like. You just kept saying, bro, I'm sorry if I'm holding you up. I'm like, bro, it's good. I'm just chilling. Like, I'm vibing. But, like, and then, kind of going forward and shit. Like, I just started noticing, like, your music started to get shared around a lot more. It started to go up a lot more. And then my boy, Young Ill, fucking hit me up. He's like, bro.
Yeah, shouts out Ill.
This kid Deep October's hard. You got to put him on the show. I'm like, bro, he opened for you in March, dude. He's like, really? And he looks at the flyer. He's like, oh shit.
That's funny because I actually still have a video in my phone of Ill and 10 performing a song that they did together.
Perform Re-Rock.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, bro. And that's funny that you say that because actually when we were having that conversation, I knew who Young Ill was at the time, but you told me about him, and then after I found out he fucked with me, it was like I was like, damn, small ass world. So yeah.
And then I don't think I really realized or I got a grasp on how big your music was until. Can you pronounce the album name for me?
It's called Qualia.
All right. Just want to make sure I got it right because I wasn't 100% sure. So I don't think it was around you were ready to drop that one, Qualia, until I really realized how much reach your music was actually getting. Because like I checked out your SoundCloud and then cause I like Make Me Forget. It's actually one of my favorite songs by you.
Appreciate that.
And I started listening to that, going back and listening to your other shit. And I'm like, damn, he's getting like 250,000 plays on each song and shit. It's actually starting to really go up. And I checked you on Spotify. I'm like, damn, bro's got like almost 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Yeah, my Spotify has gotten to the point where it's actually my fan base is way bigger now on Spotify than it is on SoundCloud.
That's more valuable though.
That it is because I get paid off of that way more than I do because SoundCloud pays artists. Shit.
Oh yeah, you SoundCloud's like your monthly payout is a penny a chip and a napkin.
Swear to God, bro, it's not good. But I mean, I'm still thankful for SoundCloud as a platform though. Because, I mean, that's like, honestly, a lot of the artists that are here now would not have the platforms that they do without SoundCloud. Because SoundCloud allows anybody to make music. Anybody who wants to give it a chance, they can. Spotify now. Obviously, with like distributors like TuneCore and DistroKid and shit like that, anyone can upload to Spotify, but still, SoundCloud is a very important place in culture right now. So,
Spotify, I think it just seems a lot more professional.
Yeah,
the
no,
way
for
it
sure.
is. But to be honest with you, with the streaming war and everything that's going on with between like Deezer's coming up now, but Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and these other platforms, I think whichever one acquires SoundCloud is the one that's gonna top everything.
You
else.
think eventually some of them are gonna?
I think one of them is gonna try to acquire SoundCloud and then try to mesh it in somehow, and
Bro,
I think that's gonna start to dominate.
It could, but the thing is, SoundCloud has changed because I've been on SoundCloud for a very long time since like using SoundCloud, not just like posting on SoundCloud, since probably 2013.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's changed so much since then that if you're an OG SoundCloud user, it's really hard to enjoy like the layout and the algorithm of SoundCloud now compared to how it was, because SoundCloud used to be very raw with how like you found music, with the way that you uploaded music. Like whenever SoundCloud first started, I remember like there was a way that you could actually on your phone, all you had to do was you held down a button and you could speak into your phone.
Yeah, you could record right on your phone
bro,
or your
that
computer
shit,
mic.
as a kid, bro, because like I had so much shit that I would like put on SoundCloud back then that's obviously all deleted now. But I remember back then, bro, that shit was so beautiful to me because like I felt like I was doing something. I was like, you know, I don't have a mic or anything like that, but like it's just cool.
But it's like it's a start, and I feel like that's how a lot of the newer, most prevalent artists got their start.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean? Was doing little shit like recording into their phone mic or their computer mic. Like, Future, fucking one of the biggest influences in modern music. Fucking Odd Future, that whole group, they did the first Future tape on fucking a laptop mic. And this shit blew up.
A USB mic?
Yes, like
Yeah.
no, not a USB mic. The mic that was built into the damn laptop.
I did not
The
know
first
that.
Odd Future tape, they did it like that, and that shit went crazy.
That's new information to me. I did not know that.
But it's just like it kind of goes to show that like you really don't need much. You don't need a professional studio. Like this room right here. I know you guys can't see. That's a booth right there. Like there's we record in here and the shit sounds clean. Like you really wouldn't notice the difference now between a high end professional studio.
You wouldn't, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's one thing. It's really hard for people to start studios now because so if you see most of these kids that are popping, bro, including myself, which now I've been starting to go to bigger studios just because like people offer and they want me to go. But like all the shit I made, other than the newest song that I made, Ice Boy 2, which is only on SoundCloud right now, I actually made that at a studio in Charlotte. But other than that, all the shit before that was made in a garage with Dark Sky Paradox. Shouts out Docs, is a good friend of mine. It was made in his garage, bro. And that's the thing. It's like with the way that the digital age has kind of taken over music, you don't need the professional shit anymore because you can do this all. You can learn how to mix and master and all that shit just sitting in your room, and that's super important. So
You can learn off YouTube, and I was in a weird spot where I started making beats, and I learned how to make beats, make music before the YouTube tutorial era kicked in.
right.
Like, so I didn't start watching tutorials till after I already knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, to kind of add to it. And it's a blessing and a curse because I look back on it and I'm like, damn, bro, when I was in 7th grade making beats, if I had YouTube tutorials, bro, I would have went up so much quicker.
Right.
Like, but looking at it now, it's like now I can watch tutorials and know what a bad tutorial is because there's so many bad tutorials
Shit
out
has
there,
changed
bro.
a lot in just the last 7 years, especially like you said, like YouTube and the tutorials and shit. So it's progressed a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So let's take it back. Let's take it way back.
Okay.
You grew up in North Carolina? Or you grew up in South Carolina?
South Carolina. I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Yep.
What brought you over to North Carolina?
I'm actually glad you asked that because it's a funny story, bro. So my mom and my dad have been divorced since I was like in the 3rd grade, I think, and there was a time I don't remember what grade I was in. I was probably in the 10th grade, and I ended up getting kicked out of my mom's house because just like mainly smoking weed because she was like, my mom was the type of mom back in the day that like she looked at weed like the same way she looked at crack, bro.
Yeah, my parents did the same thing.
Yeah, bro. So it was like that.
Patronized my ass.
But what really was like the last straw for her was whenever I started fucking with Xanax, and she ultimately she was like she just emotionally couldn't anymore. So she kicked me out, and I lived with my dad. And my mom, in that time frame, she moved up here to Charlotte, and I lived with my dad a little over a year, maybe a year and a half. Honestly, it could have even been 2 years. Like, I don't know, but what brought me up here was actually a 2CB trip. Like the research chemical 2CB. I was like 16 at the time, and this was like my first like real ass trip I had, and I remember it was very life changing, bro. Cause like at my dad's, I was kind of allowed to just do what I wanted. Like my dad's like a good dad. Like but overall, like he worked a lot, and like he didn't really have a lot of time to like pay attention to the shit I was doing like my mom did. So like I just kind of did whatever, and I had a lot of freedom. But when I tripped on that one night when I tripped on 2CB, I had like this epiphany that like if I didn't get out of like the place I was in, being Columbia, South Carolina, I wasn't gonna be able to like do what I wanted with music, because I've wanted to do this shit for a very long ass time. So yeah, so after that it was my mom's the next day was my mom's like it wasn't her wedding day, but it was her wedding planning, and like it was like rehearsal, and she wanted me, obviously I was gonna be like the best man at her wedding, or not best man, I don't know what the terms are, but anyways, and she called me the next day, and she's like, I've been calling you for 6 hours, like, are you coming or not? And I was like, fuck, like, yeah, I'm definitely coming. So she picked me up the next day. I stayed with her up here in Charlotte for the day, and like all this shit was just like going through my mind, and I was like, yeah, like, you know, like I got to give up like the freedom I have living where I'm at to just like live with my mom again, despite the fact that she was like pretty strict about shit. And so I told my dad, I was like, you know, like it was a pretty emotional conversation, but I told him, I was like, I'm going to go live with my mom. And so this was 2014, I think. And then I moved up here, and ever since I've just been here. So
were you making music at the time?
Yeah.
When you moved?
Yeah. I dropped my first song when I was 15, I think. You can still find it on Soundcloud too. It's called Coma Freestyle by Zach Smith. And it actually did really good. Like I think it got like 1,000 views, and at the time, like it took months for it to get 1,000 views. But like I had a lot of people at school like telling me like, yo, like you should really do this shit. Like you should like keep going with it. And so I've been making music since then. But honestly, bro, I've been like wanting to do it since I was like really young. Like I wrote my first super shitty rap whenever I was in the 5th grade. I wrote it like on a piece of paper, and like went home and showed my parents, and yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. So like I actually when I was in the 2nd grade, like whenever like my first interest in music, like when that shit sparked was when I was in the 2nd grade. And the school I was going to at the time that no one's probably ever heard of, it's a super bumfuck town. It's called Pillion, South Carolina. And the school I went to was Pillion Elementary, and they were having a talent show. And like just from like watching cartoons and shit, I always wanted to be in a talent show. I didn't know why. And so I told my mom, I was like I wanted like rap an Eminem song obviously I didn't say fucking, but I want to rap an Eminem song at the talent show. And but like she knew at the time that like I wasn't gonna be able to do that, but she didn't know how to like tell me that. So she like made up some situation. She's like, look, like it's a little bit too expensive for us to get you into the talent show, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you to do karaoke at this bar that was right down the street from us called Roadkill Cafe. Yeah, super fucking hicky, like hillbilly ass bar, bro. And but yeah, so they ended up bringing me there, and I did like karaoke and shit. The first song I ever did was "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. That was the song I did. Yeah. And my mom had to like stand up there and like read the lyrics for me because I couldn't read them off the screen. And so that's kind of how like the whole music thing started for me and how I wanted to start doing it.
Yeah, I would just thinking Roadkill Cafe. I would never eat the food from there, bro.
Dude, the emblem, the sign for it was literally a burger that had like a possum tail sticking out of it. So
yeah, I'm not. They probably just drive around like, oh, there's some meat. Scoop that shit up.
Literally, nah. But I didn't eat the food there, so that's probably why.
But that's a crazy first experience.
Yeah.
What were your early influences growing up? Like, what kind of was Eminem like an early influence to you? Is that why you kind of chose that?
Yeah. So my mom was it's weird because as I got older, like my parents were not very like musically inclined. Like they listened. Like my parents were the type of parents that listened to like country and like hit music and shit like that. Just like all the corny ass shit. But when I was really young, my mom used to listen to a lot of Eminem because like she was really young when she had me. She was 21 whenever she had me, so like she was still listening to like Eminem, 50, and also Bob Marley was like, she was a big fan of Bob Marley, and like those were like, oddly enough, those were like my 3 super early influences for music, and so that's kind of like what got me into hip hop, I guess. And as I got older, probably like around like I was probably like a freshman in high school when I started getting, that's whenever like the pro era wave started coming up, like Joey Badass and Flatbush Zombies and all that shit. And once I got into that, I started getting deeper into shit like Big L and and Pun.
Big L's my favorite rapper.
Big L, in my opinion, is one of the greatest lyricists to ever
live.
I
think if I've argued it with people, if Big L was still alive today, he would still be killing it.
It's not an argument,
would
bro.
Still have a hard time keeping up.
No, it's not an argument, bro. Bro was Big L was definitely, like I said, in my opinion, was one of the best lyricists from that time period. It's gone super early, but when people kind of like he gets overshadowed by Big and Tupac a lot. When the conversation,
he was way more talented than, bro. I might spark some people. Yeah, I understand a lot of our audience. My audience might be younger, so they might not be all into it.
Right.
But like, if I come up, bro, I tell people Big L is better than Tupac or Biggie. They're like, what?
I'm gonna stray away from that just so I don't have to get into the debate. But I do agree with you,
yeah,
bro, for sure.
I feel you.
Yeah.
But so that's one thing I noticed about a lot of newer artists and stuff is the early influences are so like wild and so sporadic and all over the place. Like so many different genres and so many artists are just not even in similar categories. Right. It's great because it's really like changed modern sound.
Nah, for sure.
I will argue that we are currently in the golden era of music.
Oh no cap, bro. That is very true.
Because there's something for everybody now.
There's so much of it. Like the thing is, it's easy to look at it as being oversaturated, but the oversaturation of music, especially because the music is it's a subjective experience. In my opinion, I don't think there's any such thing as bad music. Like I'll never say an artist is bad. I'll just say I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like because it's so oversaturated, that's why there's so much music for everybody. Like it's something, literally something for everybody. So, but like I was very sheltered to music. Like I said, like my parents weren't really big into a lot of music. It wasn't. I had to find out what influenced me on my own as I got older, and so obviously, like I definitely get influences from like newer shit, like Chief Keef, and like it was weird. It was very mixed whenever I really started rapping. It was like the pro era, but also like the fucking Chirac and like Chief Keef and like that whole scene. I got influences from so many different things, and I listen to so much fucking music, bro. It's like I can't even pinpoint exactly what influences me because I listen to so much. So
that's one of my favorite things about music is like not necessarily finding things that, because everybody likes music that relates to them, and I feel like even in music, like I love Kendrick Lamar. That's personally my favorite. If we break it down by genre, that's my favorite rapper ever.
Yeah.
His music, his life experience weren't really all the way like mine, but you could still find things to draw from that to apply to your own personal experiences. Like Good Kid, Mad City, that whole concept really like fucking spoke to me. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly how I felt, even though he was telling a slightly different story than mine. But it's just like one thing I do like about music beyond trying to find your own personal life experiences in it is listening to other people's life experiences. Like obviously I didn't grow up like Chief Keef,
right?
But he puts his own life experiences in the music, and that's what I like about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that shit. It's also very interesting to hear like how these people came up because their lives are so different from yours. Yeah. Just the fact that like you can even listen to that type of music that you don't fully relate to and actually thoroughly enjoy it is like a big deal as well. But like, bro, the thing is like my influences don't only come from rap. Like a lot of my influences come from shit like weird shit, bro. Like The Cure and like the whole 80s new wave that was going on, like that like the Smiths, The Cure, fucking just Joy Division, which I think they're 70s. I think they're late 70s. But like I get a lot of influence from shit like that too, especially like when it comes to like the way the things I portray lyrically is like I get a lot of influence from that, from like that sound of things. So
that's mad interesting.
Yeah, it's all over the place, bro. Also, speaking of Kendrick, he's also definitely at one time was a big influence for like the way that kind of like taught me how to rap, if I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like
yeah. Would you even consider yourself rap though?
Not really,
you know
but
I mean?
Everyone calls me a rapper, so
it's like I feel like that's kind of like I feel like a rapper is like, because I feel like there are people. I like the term artist better, but like I feel like the term rapper is just so malleable now. Because it's like Drake's a rapper, but bro is singing.
if you rhyme, bro, people are gonna call you a rapper. That's the
I feel
thing.
you.
Because I rhyme, like that's why I say rapper. But honestly, no, I wouldn't call myself a rapper. But, yeah. But I just kind of label myself whatever other people label me. So it's either way it goes.
I feel you. Well, let's before we get into another subject and go on a rant, let's end part 1 because cameras will cut off after a certain amount of time. Fucking Canon cameras. But this is the end of part 1. Tune in for part 2. This has been Cult Classic interview number 34, and I'm here with Deep October. Please follow us on Instagram at kultclassicofficial. Hit us on the website. We actually just dropped new merch on the website, so go cop yourself a logo tee. They're mad cheap. Fucking get yourself a hat. I'm not wearing one. I don't wear hats. They don't make hats for people with mohawks. But Ben loves the hats. So go get yourself a hat. Yo, Ben, spin around right here. Spin around right here. Show him the black shirt. Spin around in front of the camera. Ben's got the black Cult Classic shirt on. So go cop yourself that. Hopefully it looked right. But then follow me on the gram at Bobby Dee on the beat. BOBBYDE on the beat. And then follow Deep October.
Father Funeral, FATHERFUNERAL.
Instagram, just give him the fucking name, dude. The guy ain't been active in like 5 years.
Oh yeah,
give him the Deep October handle.
Yeah, bro, fuck that guy, bro. Whoever has the Deep October name, that shit really makes me mad. I made a lot of inquiries to get that name.
We got the hats right here. Go cop yourself one of them. I'm gonna put that right there. The rest of the interview. This just looks good. You know what I mean? It's a nice little accent. But this has been part 1. Tune in for part 2. Comp right now.